So hi guys, I welcome you again to my YouTube channel GN Science Solutions. So in today's video, we're gonna do part 2 of the chapter cell. Before we start the video, guys, go subscribe my channel and also on the notification bell so that you can be aware when I post the video. Share it with your friends and like the video if you like the way I teach. You can comment below or DM me on Instagram for your doubts. Also, for extra notes available with me, you can get it. Just DM me on Instagram for that. Instagram ID mentioned below. So now let's start the video. So hi everyone. Today our topic is invention of microscope and the discovery of cell. As in the last video we talked about cell. We came to know what is cell, how it is made up of, not how it is made up of, from where the existence comes. And the cell is a very small unit. Every person or human being or even a plant is made up of all cells. So how the discovery of cell was made, we have a topic about it on today. So till the microscopes were not invented, the cell was not came into existence, means it was in existence but people were not aware about it. So let's talk how the microscope came into invention and how the discovery of cell was made through the microscopes. So first microscope was constructed by Dutch scientist Antony van Leeuwenhoek. Means is first microscope was constructed by Dutch scientist. One Dutch scientist was there which constructed first microscope, whose name was Antony van Leeuwenhoek. His microscopes were called single microscopes. The microscope which he made were known as single microscope because it consisted of single convex lens. Yeah, cells were not being seen in these microscopes, but other things can be, like bacteria, very small bacteria can be seen through this microscope. But it was not of very good use because it was just consisting a single biconvex lens which was not affected to magnify any very small thing. Okay, so it was not very useful. Then Rupert Hooke was English scientist. He developed a microscope by using two lenses for achieving greater magnification. Such microscopes were later known as compound microscopes. Okay, now Robert Hooke was an English scientist who developed microscopes by using two lenses. First, Antony van Leeuwenhoek discovered single layer magnifying glass or microscopes. So now Robert Hooke used that layer only but used it twice, so that we can magnify even a small thing, means everything can be seen in that microscope. He used two layer of that, means it was very useful for our, means that time generation it was so useful. So yeah, then means after some few years or some years, it were known as compound microscopes. First which was a microscope developed or was invented was single microscope, then compound microscope. Now let's discuss how Hooke invented or discovered a cell. Hooke examined a thick slice of coke under his microscope. So Hooke examined a thin slice of coke. He took a thin slice of coke and examined it under the microscope and observed that it was made up of tiny box like. So in that he just discovered that, observed that in the coke there were tiny box like compartments piled up together which were joined together. This reminded him of the rooms or cells which reminded him of the rooms. He just remembered the rooms. Rooms are also like that only, like boxes are made and piled together. And cells of monks in a monastery. So he said that the coke was made up of cells. And he also reminded the cells of monks in a monastery. In a monastery, monks are also like cells, like a joint and everything like that. So he just discovered that coke was made up of cells. So he just told the generation that coke was made up of all cells. The cells which hooks over old egg cells, and they had only the empty boxes or the walls, which the cells Hook examined were all dead cells. You know why? Because in that the cell was having nothing. It was fully blank, empty boxes. So Hugh told that these were dead cells. So let's see what he just examined. You can see that this is a microscope, and this was a microscope he invented. Okay, so in this, during using the light, he just examined the slice of coke. You can see slice of coke over here, kept over here. You can see I'm just clicking on it. There the slice of coke was kept, and the B figure, this is sold just showed the slices which he discovered. You can see small, very small boxes which were just using the microscope. This was that small. It's just think about it. When we gonna see with eyes, can we see that? I don't think so we can see that. So okay, in microscope he just invented this small box, or the it is such like walls. See upside, it was red because the walls have nothing in it. So this is the structure he invented. This is a microscope, and this is the structure he invented. The microscope I showed you before, that was ordinary compound microscope. Let me show you again. This was okay. This is a modern compound microscope which was improved by design. He invented, it is used the same way, but it is just improved design. Okay, and afterwards, means this is a real microscope he invented, and this is a picture which he got, observation which he got after seeing this light. Okay, now let's talk about more microscope. The invention of the electron microscope added further to the knowledge about cells. It can give a magnification of over 200,000 times as compared to the ordinary compound microscope, which magnifies an object up to maximus of about 2000 times. So yeah, electron microscope, first simple, then compound, now electron. What is electron microscope? While the years passed and passed, more few tiny things were to be discovered. Cell was discovered due compound microscope, but in our living environment we have many more few things that are so small from cell too, so they can't be seen under compound microscope. You can just examine bacteria. Bacteria is such small that we can't see. It was seen under compound microscope, but internal material of the bacteria can't be seen under the compound microscope. So further invention came to the knowledge of electron microscope. Okay, and in the compound microscope we discussed, he just discovered dead cells. In electron microscope we can see cells body parts, means what is contained in the cell, how cell contains many life functions of our cell. That was discovered due to electron microscope. When electron microscope came into invention, further knowledge was added about the cell. Then it was added, not before. Just when compound microscope was there, people just know the cells are dead. They don't know that the cell is living also. Okay, now let's talk about the magnification of electron microscope. The magnification of electron microscope is 2000 multiplies the magnification of compound microscope. In Hindi we can say that 200,000 ज़्यादा है कंपाउंड माइक्रोस्कोप से. उसकी मैग्नीफाइंग जो पावर है वो 200,000 ज़्यादा है ऑर्डिनरी कंपाउंड माइक्रोस्कोप से. Okay, now we can say that a compound is of 2000 times and multiply 2000 times with 200,000 times, you gonna know how much magnifying power it has, observation power it has. So this is electron microscope. In next slide I can tell you what is electron microscope. This is the electron microscope. They have not labeled the microscope, but it has been seen like this. This is so big and has been seen like this. Electron microscope is like this, and remember it has 200,000 times multiply the simple compound microscope. Okay, let me tell you one more thing, that is the ordinary compound microscope uses light which is bent by glass lenses to magnify the image, while the electron microscope uses beams of electrons which are bent by magnet. This is very major difference. I told you that. Just see over here, I will show you. See, in this he used light. This is light. First label is light. He used light to see that. Okay, so it means compound microscope uses light to magnify anything. We can say that to magnify anything it uses light. And secondly, the light which is used is bent by glass lenses. Glass lenses are used to bend the light so that it can be used to see the slides, so that it can bend on the slides. Magnifying glasses are used. Okay, you can see filled with water, 3rd, 4th and 5th eyepiece. So leave it, just see this, that magnifying glass were used to glass lenses were used to bend the light so that light could fall on slides and they can observe it. Okay, and next I gonna tell you, you can see here in this I don't have proper picture, it is some blurry, but let me tell you that beams of electrons are used in it to magnify the image which are bent by magnets. Like in the compound, glass lenses were used to bend the light. In here, beams of magnets. Magnets are used for bending the beams of electrons. This is a major difference. Keep it in mind. And guys, let me tell you, please subscribe my channel if you like the content the way I'm teaching. Comment your doubts below, or if you want to concern me, then DM me on my Instagram ID given in the description box, and also share this video to your friends so that they can also easily learn them. And for the notes which you want extra notes from me, I can give that also to you. Please, for that, DM me on my Instagram and I will provide it to you. Just the Instagram ID mentioned below. So guys, please help me, or please support me to help you out, guys. It's just for you, nothing for me. I'm just going for this for my friends who are suffering from this lockdown and can't study. I'm just making the videos for them. Okay, so guys, please support me, subscribe my channel, like the video, comment down your doubts, or you can DM me on Instagram, and the notes are also there with me, so you can just DM me and I will share the notes with you. Okay, thank you everyone.